this is bad news, and everybody's trying to react to it still, and no one knows what's going to happen going forward. So an investor who's looking at years down the line should be sitting tight and doing as little as possible. Traders should be getting out of the market and waiting for things to stabilize and not making any bets. But long-term investors should be very patient because we don't know where this is going. It's complete uncertainty, and the market's going to sell off until we do know what's going on. And I think it's probably going to be at least a couple of months before we get a whole lot of clarity on this.
All right, Heidi Chung, you have got a look at the world map this morning. How are things looking?
Global markets continue to reel from the coronavirus here. We do have two markets here marginally in the green, the Hang Seng as well as the Shanghai Composite. But as you can see, the rest of the world really feeling the brunt of this coronavirus. Let's take a quick look at futures before the opening bell here in NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures actually down more. It's here marginally in the green, the Hang Seng as well as the Shanghai Composite. But as you can see, the rest of the world really feeling the brunt of this coronavirus.
Much, Heidi. We have been seeing this sell-off in stock futures all morning long. We also saw European markets, the major indexes there, the CAC, the FTSE 100, and the DAX, each down better than 3% right now. So we're seeing the global sell-off continuing, the opening bell happening here at the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, and we're going to see how we open the day. Remember, how we open is no indication of how we're going to close. A lot happens in between, but the Dow Jones Industrial Average starting this day off 500 points. Now it is in correction territory officially, meaning that the Dow has now fallen more than 10% from its recent high. And here are the headlines making the first trade front page. Cases of the coronavirus continue to grow. More than 1,000 new cases were reported overnight worldwide.
One of the things that I find so disgusting about our species is how we exercise a herd mentality. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule. About 2 to 5% of us don't do that, but the rest of the mob does it. And you just saw it with the stock market video short when I gave you the way the stock market has dropped. We've already factored in this coronavirus bullshit into our portfolio, so we're prepared. We also have 50% locked into bonds for safety and all, so we're okay and all, but so many people just panic and run for the hills. This coronavirus, it's going to change our world. It's going to do this, it's going to do that. In the next segment, I'm going to show you the facts about this virus, compare it with other viruses. It's nothing. It's a drop in a bucket. It's like a hiccup, a cold. You take care of your immune system, you don't have to worry about any kind of flu, much less this one and all. But in the next screenshot, just take a look at it. Look at the comparisons of this virus with other viruses. And then turn on your TV and watch all the stuff. And even Fox News is in. I don't even watch Fox News anymore because they're jumping on a bandwagon too about the virus and the spread and this and that and all. Just wait it out. But humans are so contemptible. They really are. They're unscared. I'm not going just by this coronavirus. I'm going by from when I was a 4-year-old kid growing up, watching society and stuff, and going in the army, going in the private sector, going in the government sector, and seeing the way people really react. Most people are cowards. They really are. They're what I call, particularly in the private sector, I call them the ballless wonders, the ones in management that just follow a herd. Like I said, there's 2 to 5% of us that go against the grain. And sometimes our life is a living hell because of it. Because you go against the grain, and the grain and the mob, they resent that because you're different from them and all. But this is all sheer bullshit. It really is. But like I said, look at those figures that I show you in the next video.